Hello everyone. I wanted to talk about today's card that is going to be released in the Millennium Duel Speed main box for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Keep in mind this card has been released in the previous in a selection box, so this is not a new card, but it may have been overlooked in the past because it was from a selection box from volume number 7, and some players don't necessarily want to invest into the selection boxes. It's Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Its effect is cannot be normal summon or set. Must be first special summon from your hand, while the total attack of all your monsters your opponent controls is more than that of all your monsters you control. You can target any number of beast warrior, and or winged beast monsters you control, return them to the hand, then return face-up monsters your opponent controls to the hand equal to the number of cards you return to the hand. Also, for the rest of the turn, Alpha, the Master of Beasts, you cannot attack directly. You can only use this effect at Alpha, the Master of Beasts, once per turn. Well, this is a very, very powerful card in a lot of regards. Some deck themes will not be able to utilize this very powerful card due to their skills locking them into only normal or special summon specific archetypes. But for a lot of road decks, this is a very complementary card. The effect to target is just itself, so then you can, it's the return to face up your opponent's cards is non-targeting. So that is very, very strong because at the very least, it's going to bait negates out for you going against specific archetypes. So, for instance, if you're going against Utopia, they have to do something with that, or their whole theoretically their whole board could be wiped out with 2 Alpha the Master of Beasts, because you can target one of each other, return it from the hand, and then special summon it again, because it's not a once per turn for that effect. The return to your opponent's field is once per turn, so keep that in mind. You can use 2 Alpha the Master of Beasts simultaneously to special summon itself to basically board break your opponent's board. Has a great attack stat too, with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense, and it's also a level 8. So when you're thinking about board negations and that of the very strong presence of effect negations, even if the Alpha, the Master Beast return effect to your opponent's field gets negated, you can still go into XE plays. Think about Dingirsu. Going into that, you could still go push further into basically penetrating your opponent's board to establish your board and continuously comboing off if need be. And also, again, it has a 3,000 attack body, so you're going to go over a lot of different types of monsters in the game just with that itself. And with that being said, it's a very good card for especially road decks. You think about Orcus can utilize this card, and that deck doesn't really need its special summon before it combos off. You can you can put this card onto the field first and then utilize the Orcus combos, because yes, the Orcus archetype locks you into dark summoning once you utilize the Orcus effects. So you have to utilize this effect first and then go ahead and start comboing off with the Orcus lineup. But a lot of road decks are going to be able to take advantage of this card, and now it's the easier accessibility coming from this new box that's going to be released very, very soon. I believe tomorrow. It's going to be a very versatile card, being able to utilize for a lot of rogue strategies. Even Revolution de Flor's skill can be able to utilize this card with Sherry. So imagine having a whole lineup of Alpha Master Beasts, at least one or two copies with already the power they already have with their level 8 cards. So you can make yourself basically, if you want to go down that route a rank 8 turbo type of XE deck that goes into different Dingushu plays. It can go into Galaxy Eye plays, being able to really create almost like a Ghost Second type of deck theme, if you want to go down that route. Or it can complement, again, deck themes that don't necessarily need a special summon, or the skill doesn't lock them into a specific archetype. Because, again, there are certain deck themes that cannot be able to use this card, but there are also a lot of deck themes that can use it. So depending on your deck theme and what you kind of favor, I think this card at the very least is going to be able to bait out negates. And again, it's a great 3000 attack body, so at worst you can utilize it to go over some monsters onto the field. Now, if you do not use the return effect, meaning if you don't target any other monsters, just special summon to the field, you can attack directly. So again, you may not necessarily want to return it. You can just, at the very least, special summon it, go through your combos, and not use the return effect. And then at the end of when you go into the battle phase, you can use it to attack a monster or attack directly. So if you don't, as long as you don't target any number of Beast Warrior and or Winged Beast monsters you control, to return them to the hand, to return a monster on your opponent's side of the field, you can attack directly. So the versatility of this card is there's a lot of non-linear plays if you wish to go down that road, or if you just want to keep it simple, you can just return it, and then you at the very least took out a big powerful monster over your opponent's side of the field, and then you can go on to making your different plays. Highly recommend this card. Again, it's just such a good card, especially I remember in the TCG and OCG in decks that I utilize in the past. I've used this card many times, especially if I knew it was going second. It's a great side deck card. So for Duel Links, this is a really good card because we have so much different powerful skills, which is a huge difference between Master Duel, OCG, and TCG gameplay for Yu-Gi-Oh! The skills themselves do so much, and then you have like cards like this that can just make powerful cards just out of nowhere, and you also only have 4,000 life points, so you think how quick the games can be and how easily games can end. This card, just at the very least, again, it's just, it can just bait out so many different types of things that forces your opponent to have to negate. And when you're dictating and being aggressive like that, you have a lot more of an advantage instead of having your opponent having your opponent dictate it rather than you try to dictate it. Because in Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in the Duel Link speed, you really have to establish board presence very quickly. The pace is very fast, and Duel Links, again, when you only have 4,000 life points, Alpha the Master Beast proves like it can be just such a powerful end game card if utilized correctly, and then at the very least, it forces your opponent having to negate it because of the return effect, non-targeting. And there's not many, there's not as many cards that can just instantly do effect negation like that. Again, they have to negate it, and there's also very few cards monster cards compared to like the card pool that has non-targeting immunity. So that's a very important factor. The non-targeting is a very, very powerful effect that shouldn't be underestimated. So consider getting this card in the new selection box when it becomes available, and testing it out for your rogue strategies, and even if you decide to go down that route, because this card can do so much, and I believe at the very least it's going to bait out a lot of different types of negates when your opponent is going first and you're going second. So, and on top of that, it can be utilized through Small World. It can be searchable through Search World if you have the right types of card combinations with its attribute or level. So keep in mind, there are ways to get to this card, so you may only need to have to utilize one copy if you utilize Small World, the spell card, which is another very powerful card. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and considering the different dynamics this card can be utilized for, and if your deck theme can utilize it, consider getting it and deck testing it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for your time, and looking forward to the rest of the year. Thank you.